Have a bit of respect for your playing partners and don't talk while they're taking their shot.
That's too far. None of that can be used. And we couldn't hear the bell, and we were thinking he's lost his mind.
On their next shot, I get to scream and shout at them while they hit their ball and they have to use that ball. Should you be penalised for talking in someone's backswing?
I would argue that that's a terrible idea.
We just luckily happened to have our dresses in our bags.
Yes, right, that could not go anywhere.
You did it to yourself.
Welcome back to 3 Off the Tee, the podcast that doesn't take golf too seriously. We are actually at the JCB and we've been invited to the Majesticks Arms by the Majesticks Golf team. We thought today would be a good idea to have a little bit of a podcast overlooking the 9th green, discussing some of golf's biggest debates. What do you think, lads?
Yeah.
Well, the fun thing about this is that I forgot the mics at home and we're 4 hours away. So we're on one mic. So if you are watching this, apologies, but we won't talk over each other.
This is the raw authenticity of content creation on the road.
We were all at a golf day together yesterday, and I topped a lot of balls but scored really well.
Does Kieran want to comment on how he thinks Rob scored? Because I think he has some feelings on it.
It was one of the best things. I've never seen somebody hit so many greens in regulation, but play some awful golf. But I've seen him he's topped his 8-iron his 9-iron off a tee. It's landed 10 yards off that tee and it's rolled onto the green, which was about 150 yards away.
Another green in reg.
Green in regulation. We had a fun round with the Bogey Golf Club. We were with Amy T as well. So Amy T also has her own podcast.
She does. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea.
Spill the tea. And she has sort of semi-promised that she'll come on this.
We do have a fun video coming out with Amy, which is a good play off the video that these guys did. Dressed as girls. We're all dressed as girls. Even Amy.
Amy was an unbelievably good sport. She actually came up with the concept idea, and then we just luckily happened to have our dresses in our bags.
Yes. Oh, whoopsie, my dress is just in here. We'll just take that out.
The Bogey Golf lads, they kindly lended me a size 10 that I fit into really nicely.
That's a size 10. So I want to kick things off for a bit of a debate topic this week, and I want to say breakfast balls are a disgrace and they should not be allowed.
Wow. I am firmly of the opinion, if I hit my tee shot on the first hole of a round, OB, I'm reloading and I'm not counting it. I'm all for the breakfast ball.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think if you're saying that you're allowed breakfast balls, for me, I'm taking a bad shot, I'm ending the round, I'm then going back to my bag. I might even go home and then I come back and then I start the round again. Well, how far off that first tee do you have to go to reload the round?
Should you not just be allowed to have a free hit whenever you want it? What if one of you hits a great shot on the first, right? The other one slices it right, OB, and then on the second, the roles reverse. You've had a breakfast ball. I don't get. That's just completely unfair.
It's not unfair because it's the first shot of the day. I think you get
It's
your first shot of the day should be it's your first shot. You either hit it well or you don't, and then you go again.
I think, to be honest, I'm pro breakfast ball if you're raw dogging it, if you've arrived and you've just stepped on the first tee. If you've done 50 balls on the range and you've already hit a load of shots, then a breakfast ball, I'll still take one. Next.
Whose fault is it if you're raw dogging it?
The driver. The driver, which is normally Kieran.
Yeah, I think if you're getting to the club,
Anti-breakfast ball, actually.
if you are getting to the club, less than half an hour before your tee shot, and you've only got time to go onto the putting green, then I think you should be allowed a breakfast ball because you haven't swung an iron yet, or a driver. And I think at that point, everyone should be understanding that a breakfast ball is allowed. To close things off, I think you should be allowed a breakfast ball if it's a friendly game and you're with your mates. If you're not with your mates, it's a bit awkward.
I think either you go, okay, start the round, we've all agreed we get one mulligan. Take down the first, take down the 18th, it's up to you. Or you don't do it.
Nah, I don't like that because it's the first shot. It's the first shot of the day.
Ultimately, we're split in opinion, so we're just going to have to go to the court of public opinion, which means we need people to follow 3 Off the Tee pod and let us know what they think about breakfast balls.
Are you saying that you should go onto the putting green instead of the range if you've only got time for one?
Yes, because if you are good at golf or you're shit at golf, half of your shots will be on the putting green or more. And I know your golf more than half of your shots are on the putting green because you're crap at putting.
No, I'm crap at all of it.
Yeah,
but I would imagine on average I probably have 36 putts, and then
he does not have 36 putts. That's 2 a hole. I've seen him 4 putt.
you were talking about him.
No, I'm talking about you.
When have you seen me 4 putt?
I feel like the only thing you can feel is your wife's breath. I'm doing this to myself and I don't like it.
I
feeling
don't
warm
think
again.
it's right to bring my wife's breast into this conversation when all I'm trying to argue is that I would take 36 putts around on average, and I probably, by definition, would have at least 50 shots on top of that, because I'm on average about 85, 86. So therefore, surely I should be on the range, not the putting green.
I think if you're an amateur golfer, you're much better off just going and practicing putts before a round than going on the driving range.
I would argue that that's a terrible idea. Because you want to feel comfortable with your irons. You want to be comfortable above the shots that get you 300 yards. On a putting green, not much is going to change on an amateur course. You're not playing on the JCB, which we are watching today, where the slopes are quite harsh.
Someone's just about to have a putt right now, actually.
Should we watch it? Oh, it's Lee Westwood. Is he going to get it? Oh, yeah! Lee Westwood with a birdie on the first hole of the day at the JCB.
Captain of Majesticks.
Captain of Majesticks
Good to
at
see.
the Majesticks Arms. I actually don't think he can get much better.
When we play amateur courses, the speeds of every single green are vastly different. Like, when we play our regular course, we kind of know the speed of the greens, but then you go and play somewhere else and you're like, I'm hitting putts 30% harder here. So you're better off going on the practice green, getting like the local speed. Just because if you're an amateur golfer, the quickest way to knock shots off your score is to cut out 3 putts and just be 2 putting.
Isn't the quickest way to knock shots off your score not to lose golf balls?
But me going on the range before a round, that's not really going to stop me losing balls.
Golf could last 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Which sport in the world are you going into and expecting to perform well without an adequate warm-up? Going to the range warms up your muscles, your fast twitch fibers or whatever they are. Hey?
Mm-hmm.
It warms you up as an athlete going in to play that sport. If you're just a little like a pendulum putt, that's not warming you up at all. So the first thing you're going to do is feel uncomfortable over your first tee shot. You haven't hit a ball.
Let's say your average round of golf is 100 shots, just for argument's sake. Of those 100 shots, how many do you reckon are putts?
I reckon the average
40?
putt is,
40, 45 maybe?
yeah. Okay, so hear me out. How many are putts and how many are penalty shots that they don't actually hit?
That's a very good point.
So I think, if you're an average golfer,
you only lose more than 3 balls. So let's say 6 penalty shots.
I'd say 10 penalty shots.
Also,
5 balls.
I
Drop
lost
shots.
8 the other day. I lost 8 yesterday.
Yeah, but that was the worst round you've had in God knows how long.
I think it's also important to note that the average sort of like amateur golfer's warm up on the range is a load of full tilt shots, right? But of your 100, let's say that an average golfer takes, at least on top of the putts, at least another 15 to 20 of those are sort of like little chips and like light ones that no one practices on the range.
I've got it. Hit 10 balls on the range, hit 3 putts, and then go and play.
What about chips? Chips and wedges.
That wasn't an option.
So 13 shots and then onto the course.
Well, if you've only got if you've got 10 minutes, you hit 5 balls on the range, and then you hit 2 putts. Let's say if you've got 20 minutes, you hit 20 balls on the range, then you hit 10 putts. You used to divide it up. Doesn't need to be one or the other.
Let's wait a whole minute from my first shot.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
What we did, yeah.
Oh, you're trying to add up the time.
You think you're hitting 1 ball a minute on the range?
Oh, whatever. My point was, if you got, God's sake.
His back's cooked.
All right, so where are we ending it? So we're torn on this one. We're torn on whether or not you should head to the putting green or the driving range before you tee off, if you've only got time for one. What do you think?
Moving on to the next debate that has come up quite a bit for us on the course. Should you be penalised for talking in someone's backswing? Now, if somebody talks in my backswing, I'm going to take another shot. I don't care if it actually put me off or not. If I would have had a shit shot, whether you said anything or not, I'm using that as the perfect excuse. I'm going again because you shouldn't be doing it.
Does that not mean you want people talking in your backswing the whole round?
Yes.
And there we have it.
Well, that's a debate.
So I was about to say, if you double negative yourself by hitting a great shot whilst I'm talking, I'm gonna be like, well, take it again. Reverse mulligan that. And honestly, you're a head loss player, as we know. So if I start talking in your backswing and you have a bad shot, I'm gonna be doing it a lot more because that's only gonna be more fun for me.
And there's going to be a lot of lost balls. I would argue there are two things here. One thing is for you, the player playing when someone talks to you in your backswing, what should your compensation be? The other is, what should their punishment be? Because it is not on.
I think if someone talks in my swing, my compensation should be I get another shot. Their punishment should be on their next shot, I get to scream and shout at them while they hit their ball and they have to use that ball.
That's genius.
That's really good. I think the person who is impacted by a talk during the backswing should be able to choose the punishment of whether they get their shot again or the other person gets penalised a shot. So if it's a good shot, the other person gets penalised. If it's a bad shot, you take it again.
Do you know what I think? I think if you're standing over a golf ball, it's completely up to you whether to actually hit it or not for a start. The second thing is, you have to get in control of your brain's response to whatever's happening around you. And I'll bring up an example, because we were playing golf yesterday, right? And there was a dog running up and down a pathway next to the tee box. And it had a little bell on its collar. And Ollie was about to hit his ball, and he goes, fucking Santa's just rocked up with all of these bloody reindeer. And we couldn't hear the bell. And we were thinking he's lost his mind.
I mean, it was mental. It was a Jingle Bells session going on next to the tee box. So this woman is just literally marching up and down on the tee box with this dog with bells attached to it. And obviously I laced my driver into the forest. It's gone to Narnia. It's come back with Aslan.
I'm not sure if anyone's seen the clip at the moment going around, but Charlie Woods was taking a pitch shot, and as he was just about to hit the ball, shutters went off, as if somebody was taking pictures of him. Obviously, you're going to expect that as the son of the greatest golfer of all time. However, I think at that point on the tour, we're at LIV Golf today, and the music is blaring as every player's taking their shots. So it's a constant noise. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do think at that point he overreacted. I think he overreacted. But I think you'd be very annoyed if that was to happen to you just before hitting the shot. Your whole body just contorts.
I think to Rob's point, I agree. You should be in control of how your brain reacts to what's going on around you and stuff. So I think there's a distinction with the example you've just given there. Like Rob saying, don't hit the shot if something's putting you off. Fair. But if you're like literally right back and as you're coming down, someone says something, you don't really have the time to stop. Yeah. That's when it impacts you, and you should then the person should be punished. Well, from your sentence as well with Amy as well.
Yeah. So if you get the whole group shouting and screaming in your face but no, it can't be in your face because then you'd hit them with the club.
Right behind you.
They go right back. But then is that constant noise? It'd be fine, wouldn't it?
I do think that it becomes a touchy ground of like when did they not talk or shout or whatever they did.
Yeah.
So if they're talking at the top of your backswing, is that different to the bottom of your backswing?
Yeah.
Like at what point? I think if you're gonna say it, you're gonna say it. I mean, I think it's a ridiculous rule that you're trying to bring in. I do think you should be allowed to have a little murmurs, but have a bit of respect for your playing partners and don't talk while they're taking their shot. Something that you two could not fathom yesterday on the course, and I think that in itself is disrespectful.
To be fair, we both caught ourselves a few times going, oh God, they were playing, we didn't realise.
Yeah.
What I'll ask, I think, the audience is, what should the punishment be for the person that talks on someone else's backswing, and what should the compensation be for the person whose backswing is talked upon? Let us know in the comments.
So that's our first 3 off the tee debates from the course, which we'd like you to get involved in as much as possible in the comments. Who do you agree with? Who do you think has completely wrong opinions? And yeah, we just want
the wrong way there.
Oh, sorry. And yeah, just let us know what you think. But that signs us off for another episode. We all in it together?